Hello and welcome to Heal with Ty and Kara, and we are excited to continue our Hades and Persephone realms of safety. And today, this is what we're going to be talking about: is realms of safety. And so, this is an important thing, especially in a relationship, to make sure that you create and keep a realm of safety. So I'm going to turn the time over to Kara to help us get kicked off, and then I have a few things as well to go over more towards the end here. So I'll let Kara start us off here.
Thanks, babe. So this concept of the realms of safety is one of my favorite things I learned from Ty when we were dating and really hashing out a safe relationship for each other after trauma, basically. So it's a really cool concept that I think is so helpful, and it's really provides insight that I hadn't have thought of before, but it's so true and so necessary. So I think you guys are going to love it. So in terms of Hades and Persephone, we're going to dive right in with a description of the underworld first. So the underworld in the myth of Hades and Persephone is not merely a realm of the dead. It is a sacred domain of the soul, a place between worlds where truth, shadow, and transformation dwell. Hidden beneath the earth, it exists beyond time and illusion, a vast, quiet expanse where the veils thin and all that is false falls away. It is protected with great intention, ensuring that only what is meant to enter or leave can do so. At its gates stands Cerberus, the three-headed hound, a guardian of thresholds. Each head symbolizes vigilance over the past, present, and future, ensuring that the souls do not wander where they are not ready to go. He does not punish. He protects the sanctity of the passage, maintaining the boundary between the living and the dead, between illusion and truth. Rivers encircle the realm, the river Styx, Lethe, Acheron, and others, each one a boundary of initiation. To cross them is to release something of the old self, memory, identity, or pain. Within these sacred borders, Hades rules with stillness and order, the divine masculine in his purest form, holding space for transformation so that what descends may one day rise renewed.
Sounds amazing, yeah. And that's an important piece too when it comes to being able to feel renewed in your new relationship. Correct?
Right, exactly. And so in the myth of Hades and Persephone, the underworld is often misunderstood as a place of darkness and punishment, right? And when we're going through these dark nights of the soul and we feel like our whole world is crumbling apart, or even when we're starting to try something new after trauma and we're getting triggered a lot, it can feel like a punishment. It can feel scary. It can feel like you think things are going good and all of a sudden, woof, I'm freaking out here, right? But we need to remember that the healing process is a sacred process, and it's not a punishment. And when you go into the liminal space to do your healing work, it's sacred work and it's safe work, and we have to establish a realm of safety for ourselves. So when we look through the lens of spiritual initiation and healing, it becomes something far more sacred, the underworld, a realm of safety, sanctity, and soul restoration. So here are 5 insights kind of into how the underworld is a realm of safety and sanctity. The underworld can also be likened to a womb, not a tomb. So the descent isn't about death in the mortal sense. It's about rebirth. So the underworld mirrors the dark womb of the Great Mother, where everything that has been stripped away is composted and remade. For Persephone, her descent symbolizes returning to the fertile dark where transformation happens. Think of that seed going into the fertile soil. It's a place of gestation, safety and stillness, before emerging renewed. And Brene Brown said, "The dark does not destroy the light, it defines it." Number 2, the underworld is shadow as sanctuary. So if in the upper world, there is constant light, constant performance, expectation, like the toxic side of the masculine energy is the sun, the do, the perform, the all those things, the push, the go for it, the overwork. And so the underworld offers refuge from that glare, a space where nothing is demanded except authenticity. Here the masks fall away. And I'm going to repeat that. Nothing is demanded. You have permission to rest, to feel, and to integrate pain without judgment. It's a sanctuary for the parts of us that are too tender or raw to exist above ground, to have a safe place to exist. Number 3, Hades is the guardian, not the captor. So when reinterpreted symbolically, Hades is not a villain, but a keeper of boundaries. And boundaries is what keeps us safe, right? The divine masculine that holds safe spaces for deep transformation. His presence ensures that Persephone can explore the depths of her psyche without being consumed by it. The underworld's gates are guarded, meaning what enters is protected. This is the essence of sacred containment, a safe energetic vessel for rebirth. Number 4, the descent is a return to self. So in descending, Persephone reconnects with the parts of herself she lost in the upper world's roles and expectations. The queen within the maiden. The underworld then becomes a mirror of inner truth, a realm where the soul reclaims its sovereignty. So freedom from all those expectations and demands, back to the queen you've always been. And as a queen, you are sovereign over your own life and your own decisions and your own truth. And in this sense, the underworld is not an exile from light, but a return to inner wholeness. And the last one here is darkness is a devotion. The stillness and quiet of the underworld invite reverence. It's where we meet the sacred silence that exists beneath noise and chaos. Here, grief becomes prayer, surrender becomes wisdom, and the unseen becomes felt. It is the holy pause between endings and beginnings, the sanctity of being held by the unknown.
It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, from Hades' perspective, now you've kind of talked about Persephone, and so now as Hades receiving Persephone, in a healthy relationship, when somebody has gone through trauma, these are some ways that Hades can show up for Persephone. And so I kind of wanted to go through that because, guys, when you're out there, there's going to be plenty of times where your person's coming to you and needing you to be like Hades and be very open to receiving this trauma and being able to handle it well, And so these are 3 ways that you can create a realm of safety, especially emotional safety in a relationship. And so first one, I'm just going to go through these 3 and then we'll kind of break them down. So the 3 are being predictable in your presence so that there isn't any curveballs being thrown at the person that has that trauma that's entering, into your presence. Number 2, validate feelings instead of fixing them. So Hades wasn't going to fix all of Persephone's problems, but he was there to hear them, right, and receive them. And then number 3, practice gentleness during conflict. So that gentle, again, we talked about this a couple podcasts before, but Hades with his gentle way of receiving her, then Persephone felt safe to be able to share what was happening with her. And that then made their relationship even closer. But let's go back to number 1, where we're going to kind of dive into number 1 a little bit more. So be predictable in your presence. Hades was creating that emotional safety, and in the way that he showed up for Persephone. So he wasn't perfect, but he was consistent, right? And guys, we don't have to be perfect, but we do need to be consistent in the way that we show up. And so, and check in, follow through on the commitments that you make. So if you be a man, kind of be a man of your word. If you say you're going to be there for her, be there for her. If she invites you to something and you've got something else that you could be going to that's maybe more of a personal thing that you want to be to, showing up for your partner is going to be one of your best things you can do, and being consistent. And then
so when I think about that first one here, so be predictable in your presence. So like if your partner comes to you, with something that they're upset about or something that's concerning, regardless, it doesn't even have to be about you. Maybe it can be anything. You're their person, so they're coming to you to vent or to help process, and so to be predictable in being a vessel of safety for them is like, not snapping at them or turning them away or, just brushing them off, right? It's like being there for them. And sometimes it's hard, right? To be in the mindset and the frame of, whatever, to be able to listen and help them process and help them work through things. And if it now is not a good time, then communicate that. Right now, I got to finish this up. Give me half an hour, and then it's you and me one-on-one, and let's hash this out. Let's figure it out. Let's let you talk. Let's process it together. Right? But be a predictable and safe person for your partner to come to with their problems or with their concerns or with things that they're upset about, whatever, so that they don't have to go seek somebody else to do that, right? Realm of safety. You are their safe person. And so, like, I used to work in surgery as a surgical tech, and there was a surgeon who was a urologist, and he was like a small little Asian man. And one time I told the charge nurse, I'm like, I really don't want to work with him today. I'm scared of this guy. And she just kind of laughs at me. Why are you scared of him? I'm like, because one second he's laughing, the next second he's snapping and being extremely rude, right? And you cannot predict one way or the other what it's going to be. So I'm like, you're always on edge. You're always walking on eggshells. If I do one thing wrong, it's like I get snapped at. You know what I mean? Like, I can't predict.
Sure.
There's no safety.
Right.
Like,
right.
I'm like,
Doesn't
I don't want to go in
Right.
there today. I don't know.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So don't be that kind of a partner, right?
Sure.
And going back to, like, when Ty and I met, Ty was recovering from post-betrayal syndrome, and so we had to create a realm of safety in our relationship with what feels safe to Ty and what feels safe to me. And so Ty was very good at communicating what feels safe. Here's my realm, that where I feel safe. And over here is the realm of all the Facebook friends and acquaintances from your whole life, which includes ex-boyfriends and tons of members of the opposite sex from high school, right? That is, you have access to them through your social media. And then you have the realm of Kara, right? So if I am constantly going into the realm where there's all these other people, right? And I'm constantly looking at their feeds, I'm commenting, they're commenting back, right? It could be something totally innocent, doesn't matter, right? Think of it in terms of energy leaks or cracks in the sphere of that realm of safety, right? So if I'm trying to be in this realm of safety of a relationship with me and Ty, and he's made it clear that I'm not comfortable with you, especially not talking to ex-boyfriends, but even the little things of keeping a line of communication open with anybody from the opposite sex is not a good idea. It's an energy leak. And so that makes it feel unsafe. Now I have all these cracks in our realm of safety where you're putting your time and attention to, right? And it's leaking energy. So now I got to be diligent in repairing these cracks. And is she really committed to me? Or is she, really, that's the question. If you're really committed to your person, you're not going to be wasting your precious life force, energy, and attention on those other connections on social media, right? They get to be blocked, and you get to eliminate people, right? Maybe just family and a few close trusted friends, but you don't allow access to everyone, right? If you leave your doors unlocked in the middle of a city, everyone has access to you. Anyone can potentially come in that door, right? And there's no safety there. So we had to create a realm of safety here, and he was right. Like, the concept of leaking energy is huge, and that was a really big eye-opener to me. Like, in what ways are we cracking the glass in our realm of safety, right? Or poking holes, right? Where threats have the potential to grow and escalate, right? Are we feeding seeds that will bloom that you don't want to bloom, right? Where's your energy going? What relationships are you nurturing, right? So it's really something to think about, and I loved that. And so for us, we really had to hone in on tightening that realm of safety. And so not only did we do that, we cleaned up both of us, our social medias, and really got strict with where we are allowing our time and attention, which made us both feel safe, right? And cut off access to people that do not deserve to have access to us. And some of those were even hard to cut off, right? We may think they're harmless or it shouldn't matter, but if it matters to your partner, you should honor it, right? And it really does matter. If you begin to put energy into those people consistently, you're building a relationship with them, and that's not safe for your partner, right? And so on the flip side of that, and especially as a people pleaser and a peacemaker, right, I had to learn what is safe for me. What does my realm of safety look like, right? And so for me, it was, we need a safe place to heal from our triggers without projecting triggers onto each other, right? I don't want to have triggers projected onto me and assumptions being made and accusations being made. That does not feel safe to me. So that was my realm of safety. The false accusations and assumptions do not get to come in my realm of safety. Right? So, and we were able to really have those deep discussions and create a realm where we can exist together, where both of us have our safety needs met, right? And so I love how that first step is, to be predictable in each other's presence, right? So that it always feels, when you come to your partner, you always feel safe. All right, sorry, baby. Go to number 2.
Yeah. So again, just in closing with that one, with number 1 is just paying attention to how you show up. I feel like Hades was able to show up for Persephone. Persephone was also able to show up for Hades in ways that they needed, and that's why their relationship became deeper and was able to go deeper because of the relationship safety they created, their realm that they created.
100%.
Number 2 is validate feelings instead of fixing them. So I do remember both of us in our early coming together, we had to do a lot of listening because I think both of us had trauma in different ways. Yours was in the workplace, mine was in a relationship. We had to figure out how to listen to each other, even if we might not fully understand on either side. It wasn't about understanding, it was about being able to hear the other one without feeling like you're going to solve it for me, And so, and it gives kind of a cool example, like of, if I'm talking with you about something, I can say something like, hey, I get why you feel that way. I'm here for you. It's a simple statement that allows the other person to know you're there for them, but you're not necessarily going to fix it, right? You're there to receive them, and you're here for them. But the actual fixing will be their own to fix, right?
Yes, yep, which plays into that codependency we talked about last week. You're empowering them and providing a safe place for them to work through it. And sometimes we do provide a few ideas, like Ty did, the idea of we need to clean up, our social medias. That was a great suggestion for both of us, to keep that realm of safety. And but also it was up to me to take the action and do that, right? And if I don't take the action to do what I need to do on my end, then there's always going to be a leak, in our protective realm,
right.
which has potential for problems later,
Right. And I think the way that, I remember us having this discussion, and it was such a good discussion. It was able to be a good discussion because of the way Kara did validate feelings instead of fixing them, right? She heard me first, which allowed her then to make her own decision to fix things that were on her end, and I had to still fix things on my end, Like Kara said, there was some projection from my end to her end because of the trauma I was experiencing. I was assuming, making false assumptions, which were not fair, but it also, on my end, those assumptions were coming because I didn't feel safe, and so that validation that she provided softened. It was soft enough that I could go deeper with her instead of feeling like I got to keep my guard up because she's going to do the same thing to me as my last partner, right? I didn't have to keep my shield up. I didn't have to keep my guard up because she was like, it's okay to put the guard down. I'm here. I'm here with you working through this. I'm going nowhere. She would always say, I'm in it. I can't remember exactly how you said it. It would always be like, I'm in it forever, or
I'm here for.
How would you say that? It was like,
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere, but yeah, there was something she would say.
I don't
I can't remember the statement she would always say, but it's like, I'm not going anywhere, or I'm in it for good.
Fully committed.
Yeah. And that felt good. Every time I would have fear go up, she would remind me, hey, I'm in this for it forever, for good, and that definitely helped. And so, and I would say in Hades and Persephone's realm, I believe that's why they went as deep as they did in their relationship. They were able to have that depth because of the realm of safety that they created. And the underworld is a beautiful metaphor for the emotional safety we all need to enter that realm. And it's outside of what the outside world wants you to do or what the outside world will do. It's a realm you create with your partner, and it is your realm. And so
we like to call them uncommon gods because they do the uncommon thing, right? The common thing is to have everybody on social media and say whatever you want and talk whatever you want and instant message people all the time and and
direct
have affairs. And all that.
Yes.
Right? And that's what the other gods were doing.
Have physical affairs, emotional affairs.
Yep, emotional affairs, physical affairs, dreaming of other people, How is that safe for your partner? It's not.
It's not.
And so we call them uncommon gods because they did have a very strict protection over their relationship. It was a sacred union, and you do not mess with the sacred union, and you keep it protected, and both of you serve to keep it protected. And Hades was the only god who never cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
And she never cheated on him. They had a beautiful sacred union.
And hence why I absolutely love your book. I love what you're creating, because I feel like if there's anything that is more needed at this time in the world, it is sanctity. It is two people honoring and valuing each other enough to do these things, right?
Amen.
And I think that Hades and Persephone were it was a good story. It's a crazy uncommon thing nowadays. But it should be definitely more common, right?
It should be the norm, right? That should be the norm.
If you're looking at the divorce rate right now as 50-50, right? We're 50% stay together, 50% not. And I think when you look at that percentage is pretty low when it comes to, maybe the olden days where they stayed together a little more often and stuff like that. But I think a lot of it is just that you're creating... It still can happen in this day and age, but we have to get a little old school to figure out, okay, how did my grandparents stay together? How did my parents stay together? What were the necessary things they had to do? And I believe these three things are something that is kind of necessary, right? So again, 1 and 2. So 1, be predictable in your presence. Number 2, validate feelings instead of fixing them. And now we're on number 3, where we practice gentleness during conflict. This one was tough, I think, for both Kara and I, because we're high emotion trigger people, right? So, and I imagine you guys are out there.
That this place, we live in a townhome, and thank gosh it has the most insulated walls. Because
thick walls.
We have hashed it out a few times.
I think
very loudly.
Right. And it's so funny because I know you guys are out there saying I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, you're human.
Right.
We do it. Sometimes communication volumes raise a little too high, right? But that's what's so cool about practice in step 3. It is something that you inject into your life that is a daily healthy habit to practice gentleness during conflict. Now, if you're not always going to be thinking about that during conflict, because during a conflict, you disagree.
Yeah.
You do not agree with your partner at that point. That's why you're in conflict.
Right.
Right? And so, but man, Kara and I have agreed that if we disagree on something and one of us is heated, well, we pause. We take
gotta
a break.
Take a pause.
We take the pause, right?
Well, that's what we were talking about last week too, like that sacred pause. If you wait 5 or 10 minutes, calm down, recollect, right? The pause is the place where infinite possibilities arise, right? So start over. Don't let things boil over.
Right.
And think about
the goal. But don't just
goal.
avoid it either. Don't just disappear.
Yes.
Disappearing right here, it would be a huge mistake.
100%.
Don't disappear on your partner.
Yes.
If you disappear on your partner, that's almost just as bad as having a big yelling fit.
Oh yeah, the volcano's gonna explode freaking Mount St. Helens later.
So if there's one thing to not do, it's not disappear on your partner, but practice gentleness during conflict.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to reset and remember, okay, we may disagree here, but how can we be gentle with one another as we're going through this conflict? How can we practice this gentleness both ways? You know?
Yes. Well, I love what somebody in the past said, and I can't remember, but you've probably heard it. But they said you're not at war with each other. You're at war with the problem. You two are both trying to solve a problem together. It's not about you win or she wins, right? Or who's right and who's wrong. It's the both of you against a problem. So take a pause, detach that from your personal self. It's not a personal attack. We just simply have a problem or a disagreement or a whatever, right? So it's us as a sacred union against this issue or problem or concern or whatever.
We're a team.
We're a team.
Absolutely. And so team approach, right? That's something that I love that you said, is putting the problem over here and us in partnership solving the problem. You know, that feels a whole lot different than you're over there, I'm over here, and we're disagreeing.
And we're throwing bombs at each other.
And boxes and socks and shoes and whatever else you want to throw at each other, right? No, that's why I know a lot of you are out there that may struggle with conflict resolution. You're not alone. Trust me, I'm positive that if we look at the reality of, the story of Hades and Persephone, it wasn't always perfect. It wasn't always pretty. But I think that's what's so cool about their story, is that this practice of gentleness that both of them had to do to show up for each other creates the realm of safety, so that even if you do have a conflict, there's a realm that you can go to talk about it.
Yes.
Even if you disagree with each other, that you can still hear each other in a gentle way with curiosity versus like attacking.
Yes, 100%. Right? I love that. Yeah.
So
the challenge is now with your partner to have that conversation. What feels safe to you? What's your realm of safety? You can draw a circle on a piece of paper and write stuff. What feels safe to me? And what doesn't feel safe to me? And what does not belong in my realm of safety? Both of you do the exercise and then come together and see where things overlap or see where things need to be resolved. This
Absolutely.
thing that you might like feels really unsafe to me. So let's talk about it and find a resolution.
Right. And then respect your partner enough to be willing to make a change. Right.
Yeah, 100%.
And so again, we're just going to real quick as a reminder, we've got our 3 ways to create a realm of emotional safety in a relationship. Number 1, be predictable in your presence with one another. Validate each other's feelings instead of fixing them. And then the last one, practice gentleness during conflict. And if you can do those things, I believe, just like Hades and Persephone, you can develop a depth in your relationship that will stay forever, right? You won't find your partner cheating on you. You won't find things being pushed out or disrespected, and
those those tiny little things. Like, even for me, like, I kind of was married to a man child, right? So I had to take care of everything. He would not take care of anything. I mean, he did, but, well, you know what I mean? Like, you feel like your needs aren't being met as a partnership. So even the smallest things, like, if you say you're going to help me with the dishes, help me with the dishes. Today, not 2 weeks from now. If you say you're going to take out the trash, take out the trash. You know what I mean? Do what you say you're going to do. That builds trust. It builds safety. And like you were talking in the beginning, showing up for each other the way we both want to be shown up for, right? And that takes conversations.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think one thing I remember Kara saying about her first marriage, that something that she completely disliked is the disappearance, right? There wasn't anybody showing up, and unless it was a need of his, right? And then he would show up and say, hey, I need this. But when it came to her needs, she felt this abandonment or this disappearance.
Constant, yeah.
Right. So when we are trying to improve our relationships, we gotta hang in there. We gotta show up for each other. We do need to practice respecting each other, and but we don't need to fix. We don't need to fix each other. Though that's on us as our own individual selves to fix ourselves, right?
Right.
And so that's one big thing. Be a good listener, but not a fixer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be a good coach, not a rescuer.
Yeah.
And if we can do those things and stay in on our empowerment side of things as well, then it helps us solidify that forever track that we want to be on with our partner.
Yes. Well, and I just want to reiterate, like, how helpful the realms of safety have been for our relationship, and like the peace and joy and rest and stability that we have now is like just a miracle, and it's incredible, and it's because we did that work, right? And we respect each other, and we maintain that safety, and we both fight to keep the boundaries of what feels safe for us. We've found that middle ground where that safe place, and then we honor each other by keeping it safe.
Absolutely. Right? And there's nothing that feels safer than, her coming sitting down next to me on the couch snuggling, or we're on a walk, she grabs my hand. That physical touch can go a long way too. And again, it's something that Kara does very naturally. She's really amazing at creating a feeling of safety in me, just because I can tell she's thinking of me and wanting to be close to me. And I love all the little gestures, and it might be her smacking my butt sometimes, right? Instead of me smacking hers all the time. Usually it's me smacking hers, but I do love when she smacks mine too. But I'm just saying, those are just fun, and it helps you feel safe and desired in your relationship, which I don't know that I've ever felt safer than I do right now. And I'm grateful for that. I never thought I was going to again after what I'd been through, but I don't recall a time feeling this safe, and I do think it's because we put in the work to this living, breathing relationship that her and I have created together.
Yeah, and it is amazing and beautiful and peaceful, and that is what I want for my man, my king. I want him to be able to feel safe to lay his armor down when he comes into his home and he is with me in any way, shape, or form, right? He is safe. And there's plenty of, threats in the world. Your partner should not be a threat to you. Right?
Absolutely. So, that's beautifully said.
Yeah. All right.
Well, why don't we just end on that? That was great. All right, so we'll end on that. That was perfect. But yeah, we love doing this podcast. Thank you for listening. We sure appreciate all the downloads, people liking what we're doing. Please leave us a
thank you so
comment.
much.
Please share what we're doing. We're trying to reach as many people as we can. We feel like our goal is definitely to just help people and help people stay nourished in their relationships and grow in strength and prosperity within their realms of safety.
Absolutely. Check out our website, healwithtyandkara.com. I'm proud of it. It's simple, but it's really pretty. I have a really pretty picture of Hades and Persephone on there, so go check it out. And you can join our email list from there and see what offers we have. If you'd like some one-on-one coaching, all the details are on the website. And then I'm going to add a song at the end. Ty is a beautiful musician and composer. He works with our son Jack, who plays piano and drums and saxophone and whatever instrument we want to put in the
musical instruments.
They make beautiful music, and there's a really cool song they created called Magic Maiden. So I'm going to put that in the end. So listen to it all the way through, and then join our email list and tell us what you think.
All right. Thank you so much. Magic maiden of the sea, like the wind, calm and free. Love that flows like the river's wake, into the night, to the day's break. Magic maiden of your light, a poet's dream, inspired to write. Love that keeps a promise true, her every kiss blossom something new. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Magic maiden, your presence a gift, a soul's delight, a spiritual lift, a voice that soothes, that calms the storm, an embrace so peaceful, so safe and warm. Magic maiden, to hold you is bliss. Like a true mage, you fulfill every wish. Soft as your skin, you heal with each touch. Your love is of kindness, of safety, of trust. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Magic maiden I must confess, above all maidens, it's you I request to share with you a life of love, of service, abundance from up above. Magic maiden, together we dance. Every flower given a wish of romance. To hold you, to feel you, overflows my cup. To taste you, embrace you, I'm eternally in love. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face. Drift me away to a better place. Drift me away so I can see your face.